the year-over-year scoring trend for D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, clearly his offensive output has been on a bit of a decline. Now, that could point to a lot of things, but mostly I think he's just putting his focus elsewhere on the floor, looking for other ways to help out his team.
The starters for Utah. We've got Lauri Markkanen, also Yusuf Nurkic out there, Keontae George out there with Sviatoslav Mikhailuk, and it's Sensabaugh in a shooting guard. And Legs, you look at this Mavericks roster, tremendous size up front.
Yeah, Brian, they've got great physicality up front, and that's what the league is allowing these days. So they've got the personnel to play some bully ball.
George's shot is off. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Earlier, I spoke with Jason Kidd. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight, and he said we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. BA, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Tim, we're in the middle of a grueling NBA season. What's a challenge the fans might not realize?
Well, it's just that grind, BA, mentally and physically. Trying to find enough rest, trying to stay energized between the years often is the biggest challenge.
And he drops the first. All right, guys, we're lucky to have Shams Charania joining us now. Our 2K insider calling in with a story. What do you got, Shams?
Well, the Jazz have traded away a lot of their veterans, but all-star Lauri Markkanen still remains. After a down shooting season a year ago, perhaps he needs to build his value back up around the league before they would consider moving him.
He can heat up in a hurry. Appreciate the update. Thanks, Shams. And the Mavericks have stressed the importance of defense to winning at the highest level, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., they felt that fortifying the team at that end of the floor would get them closer to contention. And look at them. They're making some bold moves there along the way.
Now here's Davis. We saw him with 19 his last time out. Over Markkanen. Davis can't hit.
Well, give the defender credit. Sometimes it's enough to force the miss.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Nurkic passes to George. Utah moving the ball around. Markkanen finds George. Shot clock at 5. Launches it from deep. It's rebounded by Dallas. They put up a nice win against Sacramento last time out.
Yeah, they eke that one out. I mean, the execution was spotty. They were lucky to come away with the win.
Well, it's a good sign for a team to win when they're not at their best. That shows great resolve.
Here's George. After the basket by Dallas. Down low. Over to the wing. Pass to Davis. Outside Christie. Lets it go from deep. Buries it from 3.
And that's the kind of veteran awareness you get from AD. Always keeping his eye on the outside when he has the ball.
Here's Sensabaugh. Here's Nurkic. And Nurkic throws it down.
Beautiful look right there. Led his man perfectly.
Outside Christie. They set the screen.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
On the wing, Davis. Pass to Washington. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Jacks up a 3. Offensive board. And Davis slams it home.
Yeah, I love the work ethic there by AD. He just committed to out-hustling everybody.
Here's Mikhailuk. George outside. And here's Markkanen. Nurkic finds Markkanen. Now George. Over flag. Oh, made it a tough look for him as the defense really pressed up on him. And it's clear Anthony Davis welcomes the challenge of leading as the team's best player.
And it's a role he occupied in New Orleans. Now the opportunity to play more at the 4 spot. He got what he wanted and is ready to take the weight.
Now here's George. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And he was outstanding getting to the line and converting. Struggling to get it going out there right now. I think he's pressing just a little bit too much.
Pass to Davis. Here's the three. Rebound, Utah. Last game matched up with the Thunder. Tough loss there.
They just weren't careful with the rock. The passing was loose. The ball handling was lackluster. That's not how you win in this league.
Well, nothing bothers coaches more than turnovers. I'm sure it was not quiet in that post-game locker room.
And at the end of one, a closely contested game so far. The Mavericks on top, up by 3. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in a moment. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Mavericks.
Well, you have to credit their effort on the defensive end. It set the tone for this contest.
They've been active, they've been disruptive, but now the question is, can they maintain this level of intensity?
On the floor for Utah, getting going in the second. We've got Kevin Love, Bailey out there with Kyle Filipowski. Then there's George, and it's Collier in at the 2. Now here's Nembhard. On the wing, Thompson. 4-3. The rebound by Filipowski.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. Well, Klay Thompson last season climbing into the top 5 all-time for three-pointers made and continues to knock them down for Dallas. He said, my game fits this team so well as far as stretching the floor, playing hard defense, and being a two-way guy. He's looking to add a new chapter to his legacy. Brian, back to you.
A future Hall of Famer, no doubt. All right, thank you, Allie. Thompson's shot is off. And so George will bring it up for Utah. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. And you look for bright spots in this developing core for Utah, Grant. What stands out?
Well, I think it's the front court, B.A. You have 2 gifted scoring forwards in Markkanen and Bailey. Then you've got Walker Kessler, an elite shot blocker, manning the middle.
So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. He's checked in for Powell. Washington comes in for Marshall. And Christie subbed in for Russell. Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Utah. Christie passes to Thompson. And here's Washington. For 3, and that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
Now here's Markkanen. 29 points for him last game against Oklahoma City.
And he really helped them control the game on the glass.
Here's Davis, and finished off by Davis.
Yeah, that's as easy as it gets for Davis. The defense can't let him get established positioning inside.
Markkanen outside. For 3, Collier. Klay Thompson pulls down the board. Dallas leading by 4. One of the all-time great shooters, Tim. Klay Thompson has put on some legendary shooting displays.
Well, B.A., he has a picture-perfect shooting stroke, and when he gets it going, it's almost like he can't miss no matter what the defense does to stop him.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
Jazz trail by 7. George passes to Markkanen. Back to George. Markkanen looking it over. Utah moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. George finds Markkanen. Misses the 3.
They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding.
Outside Christie. On the wing, Davis. Covered by Filipowski. And it's good. 2 points. And now a 9-point Dallas lead.
And their offensive execution has really picked up here in the second period.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Filipowski pass to Bailey. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. Bailey's got his second bucket on the night.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Pass to Washington. Outside Christie. Davis a screen to the middle. Easy 2 for AD.
Now, how many times have we seen AD run this action? He sets a screen to get open. Davis making it look so easy.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Last time they met in Salt Lake City.
They really threw their weight around last time. They got to the free throw line a lot, and it helped secure the win.
When a defense is under attack like that, it can get into their head and break their will. I think that's exactly what we saw.
Mavericks with some changes. Daniel Gafford comes in for Klay Thompson, and Flagg subbed in for Nembhard. Then for Utah, Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Filipowski. Mikhailuk comes in for Bailey, and Sensabaugh subbed in for George. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first half. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Daniel Gafford picks one up. And the Mavericks are in the planning stages for a new arena set to open by 2031.
Yeah, their existing arena opened in 2001. A 30-year run for an NBA venue is pretty typical. And remember, it's big business. New arenas are often the anchor tenant for larger developments.
First one falls. And last season, the Jazz with the worst record in franchise history, Grant.
You're losing with a plan, though. Utah, such a smart organization. If you're going to tear it down to the studs, do it in a good draft year.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Two-part equation. You have to be aggressive enough to get to the line, then talented enough to sink them.
Pass to Flagg. 34 seconds left in the first half. Count it.
Defensively, They've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
20 seconds left in the first half. Here's Mikhailuk. Ooh, Washington with the defensive effort. Here's Flagg. Back to Davis. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. What has them in front right now, by and large, they're taking great shots. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
And I'm here with Coach Jason Kidd. Tell me, Coach, what do you want your defensive priorities to be in the second half?
Well, they got some talented guys on that side, so we got to protect the paint. And, you know, we got to contest the twos. We're giving up too many layups, but we settled in here, so we're in a good spot.
No easy ones for them in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks very much, Allie. And, folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
Please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Ooh, they're measuring up the shot. Let's hear it for our contestant.
Hey there, everybody. Shaq says hi. Kenny says hi, too. Yes, we are in the midst of the NBA season and a perfect time to see how things are coming together in the West.
You know, for Dallas, they're frustrated, and you can understand their frustration. They were expected to be good this year. Their fan base was fired up, but it just hasn't come together.
And now let's check out the game at hand. It was a solid first half effort for the Mavericks.
One big reason they're up, they're controlling the glass, both boxing out and crashing in.
Yeah, you could tell rebounding was a point of emphasis for them coming into this game.
Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. A fantastic game from Anthony Davis in this one.
He's been dominating down low. Gotta assume they'll keep feeding him the rock.
When he gets the ball this deep and establishes position, now it's a matter of getting to his go-to moves that he loves.
Tim, growing up in the D.C. area, at what point did you fall in love with the sport of basketball?
Well, B.A., the first team I loved were the Washington Bullets in the late 70s with Elvin Hayes. They won that one championship in Washington, but Larry Bird coming into the league in 1980 really changed everything for me. That's when I truly fell in love with the sport, emulating a guy like that.
Greatest player from the DMV.
Oh, I guess I'd have to say Kevin Durant, certainly.
And Tim Legler, of course.
Give a better answer.
We've got Washington. Daniel Gafford is out there with Davis. Then there's Max Christie, and it's Flagg in at the point. That's Jason Kidd's 5 as we get into the second half.
And they're doing strong work on the glass, a +5 advantage for them.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey, Brian. The Utah Jazz are going young, but this is a franchise that has a winning history, and that culture is still around. Coach Will Hardy said, the messaging doesn't change. The players have bought into the little things that takes to win. This is a cohesive group that's committed to helping each other. Back to you guys.
Building the right way. Thanks a lot, Allie.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
What a great sequence. You gotta love the effort. That's big time.
First team foul. Now at the line for your Mavericks. One shot.
And with a little over a minute gone by, the second half is underway. Pass to Mikhailuk. It's Markkanen on the wing. Beyond the arc. Davis with the defensive effort.
Coming out stone cold here. Sometimes the break will do that to you.
Gafford with a screen on George. And it's Flagg missing. Jazz trail by 12. And you look at the fit with Cooper, Flagg, and the Mavericks, Tim. Man, what stands out here?
I think the first thing for me is just his competitive edge. He is ready to make an immediate impact because of his toughness. Eventually, his aggressiveness as a scorer will catch up to that.
And we forget he's still a teenager.
Yeah, but he certainly is made for this stage.
Here's Mikhailuk. Check by Davis. Pass to Mikhailuk. Markkanen for three. And another miss by Utah.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Here's Flagg. George defending. Well, we're into the third quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. Pass to Nurkic. To the inside. Shot's good by Sensabaugh.
Yeah, I love that. He comes off the pick and takes it right to the hole.
Here's Flagg. Offensively, he's been a force. He's putting up around 19 points a game. So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. He's checked in for Anthony Davis. Then for Utah, Filipowski, he's checked in for Nurkic. Bailey comes in for Mikhailuk. And it's Collier in for Sensabaugh. Utah on D. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. Gafford finds Washington. Driving in. And here's Flagg outside. Utah grabs the miss.
He struggles shooting the rock, yet they're still winning. It's a good thing his teammates have played well.
Pass to Markkanen. Over Washington. Markkanen using his size inside.
Well within Markkanen's range. Lowry is so comfortable with his jumper.
Now Gafford. There's a minute 17 left in the third. And here's Flagg outside. They get it back. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Gafford's got 5 points in the quarter.
And there he is. I mean, attacking the boards, converting off the misses. I mean, trying to do everything he can to secure this W.
And regardless of the big lead, he just doesn't slow down.
Now here's George. Phenomenal stats on a consistent basis. Puts up over 24 points a game. For three, Collier. That shot, no good. Dallas leading by 10. Christie passes to Washington. Outside Christie. There's the triple. The rebound by Markkanen.
He's stacking up the missed shots right now. He needs to find another part of his game that can help his team.
Back to George. Takes a three. Knocks it down from distance. George has got 5. And so it's Dallas closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. They're communicating well and stringing together stops. We'll be right back with you shortly. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Well, I like the fact he didn't telegraph it. That's poetry in motion right there.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th quarter. Taking a look at the Jazz. Collier is out there with George. Then it's Filipowski. Then it's Bailey. And it's Shibway in at the center position. Now here's Davis. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Davis a screen. Just 5 to shoot. Utah with the rebound.
Ooh, old school right there. No easy buckets.
Pass to George. Banked it in off the glass.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Dallas leading by 5. Thompson outside. The 3 is up. Here's Davis. And Davis slams it home.
And what a night. They just keep going to Davis.
And for Utah, they're shooting right at 35%. Not getting what they want out there. Inside, here's Filipowski. Oh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
It looked like a let-up from the team in the lead.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Mavericks.
Well, not content to take what the defense gives them. I mean, they're attacking the gaps and getting the ball inside.
And something else I've liked has been their ball movement. Always finding the open guy with a better look. That is team basketball.
That free throw good from Davis. And it's 6'10" with almost a 7.5-foot wingspan. Is Anthony Davis better at the 5 position, Tim?
Well, B.A., he's versatile enough certainly to handle either spot, but he's made it clear he wants to play the 4, and given his injury history, I get where he's coming from.
Clock at 4. George passes to Bailey from the arc. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Now Nembhard. The rebound by Filipowski.
Big rebound there. Now the question is, can they be better on the boards down the stretch? It remains to be seen.
Now Markkanen. He launches. Gafford rips down the board. The Mavericks lead by 8. And here's Nembhard. Outside Davis for 3. Russell outside. Davis against Markkanen. Another shot. Oh, the shot is off. Jazz trail by 8. Outside George. Here's Markkanen. Takes a 3. Oh, it doesn't go.
Yeah, I think he forced that a little bit there. Should have tried for a higher percentage look from the 3.
Now Gafford. And stolen by Markkanen. Takes a step back. Here's Collier. He's guarded by Nembhard. Lays it in easily.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
And so Jason Kidd calls for the timeout. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. Washington's checked in for Klay Thompson. Christie comes in for Russell. And Flagg subbed in for Nembhard. Then for Utah, Nurkic is checked in for Filipowski. Mikhailuk comes in for Bailey. And Sensabaugh subbed in for Collier. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, I was able to catch the message that Jason Kidd was giving to his team. He dug into his team for being too complacent on offense, saying, you're just chucking up the first three you see out there. Being more patient on offense, move the ball around, make the defense work. Guys, let's see if ball movement improves out there.
Thanks for that, Allie. Now here's Davis. Gafford. Yes, sir! Bank it in the layup!
With all the attention AD draws, if Davis moves the ball, good things will happen.
And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. 8-point game. Davis against Markkanen. Here's Nurkic. George outside. Shoots a three. Ooh, it misses. Dallas has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Christie outside. Davis outside from downtown. George is there for the rebound. On offense, here's Utah. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth.
And he can't let that get to him. He should have made it, but he's got to focus on the next one.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's Utah with the ball. Trailing by 8. Puts up the tray. Oh, he can't hit it. And so it's Dallas winning this one. A competitive game. You have to feel like this crowd gave him a little extra edge.
Yeah, they really fed off the energy. You saw their activity level go up. Just a tremendous performance.
All right, to Allie LaForce with our player of the game.
Anthony, it was a great team victory tonight. What satisfied you most about this win?
We just played hard. We just played for each other. The ball was moving, wasn't sticking, and guys made the right plays. And that's what we've been doing all night, all season, and I'm just glad we came out with the win.
Selfless basketball is a beautiful thing, guys.
All right, thanks, Allie. And that'll do it, folks.